Chinese vessels block Filipino boats again, screams the headline across Philippine news sites, echoing the growing anxiety of a nation. The story is everywhere, on phones, computers, and radios, sparking heated conversations in homes and markets alike. It is early morning, and TV screens flash with shaky videos from the deck of a small wooden fishing boat. The sun barely rises over the horizon as fishermen, voices trembling, document the unfolding drama at sea. Chinese Coast Guard ships, large and gray, block the path of Filipino fishermen. The contrast is stark, massive steel vessels looming over fragile wooden boats, engines rumbling, radios crackling with tense warnings. Suddenly, water cannons shoot into the air, sending powerful streams crashing down onto the smaller boats. The fishermen scramble for safety, their nets and catch at risk of being swept away. The world watches in suspense. In crowded cafes and busy newsrooms, eyes are glued to screens, waiting for updates, hoping for calm but fearing escalation. In recent years, the South China Sea has become a hotspot for global tension. Its turquoise waters hide not just fish, but vast reserves of oil and gas, making it a prize many nations covet. Here, small fishing boats face giant patrol ships. The fishermen, determined yet anxious, stare up at the imposing vessels, knowing their livelihoods hang in the balance. International reporters race to cover every new clash, their cameras capturing the tension and uncertainty that ripple far beyond these waters. The stakes are high, not just for the Philippines, but for all of Asia. Every incident here sends shockwaves through diplomatic circles and military command centers. Why is there so much at risk in these blue waters? The answer lies in the sea's strategic location, its rich resources, and the national pride tied to every wave. For ordinary Filipinos, the answer is simple. This is their home and livelihood. Generations have fished these waters, relying on the sea to feed their families and sustain their communities. For world leaders, it is a question of power, resources, and security. Control over these waters could shift the balance of influence in the region, affecting trade routes and alliances. As tensions rise, many wonder, could this be the spark for something even bigger? The fear of conflict lingers, as each new standoff brings the world closer to the edge. The answer depends on choices made in Manila, Beijing, and Washington, D.C. The world is watching, holding its breath, as the next chapter in this maritime standoff unfolds before our eyes. The South China Sea is not just any body of water. It is a place where history, geography, and modern life all collide, making it one of the most important and contested regions on the planet. It covers about 3.5 million square kilometers, an area so vast it could fit several countries within its borders. The sea lies between the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, connecting these nations and shaping their destinies. Its waters form a rough triangle, dotted with hundreds of islands, reefs, and atolls, many of which are uninhabited but fiercely claimed. This sea is one of the busiest maritime highways in the world, with thousands of ships crossing its waters every year. Every day, huge cargo ships pass through, carrying oil, gas, cars, electronics, and countless other goods that keep the world's economies running. It is a superhighway for global trade, linking factories in Asia to markets in Europe, America, and beyond. If this vital route were ever blocked or disrupted, markets around the world could be shaken, causing shortages and economic turmoil everywhere. Beneath the waves, the South China Sea is rich in life and resources, with some of the world's most productive fishing grounds and valuable energy reserves. Experts estimate there may be billions of barrels of oil and trillions of cubic feet of natural gas hidden under the seabed, making it a treasure trove for energy-hungry nations. No wonder so many countries want to share, each one eager to secure their own piece of this strategic and resource-rich sea. But beyond the headlines and international disputes, this sea is also a home, a lifeline for millions of ordinary people. For generations, Filipino families have fished these waters, passing down their knowledge and traditions from parent to child. The water feeds them, gives them work, and shapes their culture, providing not just food, but a sense of identity and belonging. For these people, the South China Sea is not only about politics or resources. It's about survival, family, and the hope for a better future. China says it owns almost the entire South China Sea. It draws a 9-dash line on maps, looping down close to the coasts of other countries. This claim covers islands, reefs, and even waters just off the Philippine coast. The Philippines, however, disagrees. Under international law, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, countries control waters up to 200 nautical miles from their shore. This is called the Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ. Much of China's claim overlaps with the Philippine EEZ. This conflict has led to tense standoffs. Chinese ships patrol the waters, sometimes blocking Filipino boats or building artificial islands. Filipino soldiers and fishermen are often outnumbered and outgunned. With both sides refusing to back down, the South China Sea has become a symbol of bigger power struggles in Asia. For Filipino fishermen, the South China Sea conflict is not just a news story. It is their daily struggle. Men like Mang Julio from Zambales leave before dawn in small wooden boats. They cast their nets, hoping for a big catch. But often, they face danger. Chinese Coast Guard ships patrol these waters. Sometimes, they block Filipino boats or chase them away. There have even been reports of water cannons, confiscated catches, or destroyed nets. The fishermen feel helpless. Their earnings have shrunk. Some families are forced to borrow money to survive. We can see the fish, but we can't catch them, one fisherman says. Fear is always present. Yet, these men are brave. They return to sea again and again, risking their lives for their families. For them, each trip is an act of courage and defiance. In 2013, the Philippines took a bold step. It brought China to the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague, Netherlands. The case was risky. How could a small country win against a giant? In July 2016, the court delivered a historic decision. It ruled that China's 9-dash line had no legal basis. The judges said China had violated the Philippines' rights in its own exclusive economic zone. The world cheered, but China refused to accept the ruling. It ignored the court and, well, continued its activities in the South China Sea. Filipino fishermen hoped for change, but life at sea stayed hard. Still, the ruling matters. It showed that international law supports the Philippines. It gave Filipinos hope and a reason to keep fighting for their rights. The election of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. marked a turning point. He moved the Philippines closer to its old ally, the United States. The country opened more bases to American troops and agreed to new joint military exercises. Marcos Jr. believes a strong military is necessary. He wants the Philippines to defend itself and protect its fishermen. Under his leadership, the country has bought new ships, planes, and radar systems. The United States is a powerful friend. American warships and planes now visit more often. Joint exercises, like Balikatan, bring thousands of soldiers together. They practice defending islands, rescuing people, and responding to disasters. These changes make the Philippines a rising military power in Asia, but they also increase tension in the region. Some worry that war could break out if a mistake is made at sea. Not everyone in the Philippines supports military buildup. In coastal towns, people worry about becoming targets if conflict erupts. Mothers fear for their children's safety. Fishermen fear losing their homes and jobs if war comes. Human rights groups warn about abuses. They say more troops and bases can lead to problems, like forced evictions or violence. Some worry that foreign soldiers bring new risks to local communities. Activists remind leaders to respect the rights of ordinary people. Security must not come at the cost of our freedom, says one local leader. Others fear that the focus on the military distracts from fighting poverty and corruption. The government insists that new bases and exercises are for defense, but doubts remain. People want peace, not war, and hope their leaders will listen. Young Filipinos are not silent. Many are proud of their country's stand. They join protests, use social media, and demand the government defend their rights. The sea is our future, says 17-year-old activist Liza. We must protect it, today and tomorrow. Some local officials support stronger military ties. They believe American troops bring jobs and protection. Mayor Santos from Palawan says, "We are safer with our allies." But others disagree. Some worry about pollution, noise, and lost traditions. Our children deserve peace, not conflict, says a village elder from Cagayan. The debate is lively. It shows that democracy is alive in the Philippines. Everyone, young and old, wants their voice heard in deciding the nation's future. Despite the many challenges they face, Filipinos remain united, drawing strength from each other and their shared sense of purpose. Across the country, people come together to protect their land and seas. Community groups organize regular cleanups, teach children about the wonders of the ocean, and inspire the next generation to care for the environment. They also help local fishermen get legal support, ensuring their rights are defended and their voices heard. At rallies, Filipino flags wave proudly in the air, symbols of hope and resistance. Songs about freedom and unity echo through Manila's streets, bringing people together in a powerful chorus. Activists remind everyone that unity is the key to overcoming adversity and making their voices count. "We may be small, but we are strong when we stand together," says a student leader, inspiring the crowd with hope and determination. Social media plays a vital role, spreading their message far beyond the islands and connecting Filipinos everywhere. The hashtag Defend the West Philippine Sea trends online, uniting people in a digital movement for justice and sovereignty. Communities work closely with scientists and lawyers, gathering evidence and building strong cases to prove their rights to the world. They build alliances with supporters abroad, forging friendships and partnerships that strengthen their cause. Every action, big or small, adds to the fight. Each protest, each sign, and each voice brings hope and keeps the movement alive. The Filipino spirit is famous for its courage, humor, and deep love for family and friends, even in the toughest times. Whatever happens in the South China Sea, the people are determined to protect their home, their heritage, and the future of generations to come.